Hello, I'm Lucrezia Millarini. Well, Londoners have been paying their respects today as the Duke of Edinburgh was laid to rest at Windsor Castle. There was a minute's silence, bringing together so many from all walks of life, from London's black cab drivers to its Sikh community, all to remember Prince Philip's life and, of course, his legacy. Anna Geary reports.
The sun shone on Windsor Castle this morning as the town hosted the main story of the day. Some locals basked in the heat, but with mourners asked to stay away in the pandemic, it was mainly security patrolling the streets. In between these duties, Berkshire's Sikh community kept officers fed as their tribute to the Duke.
The royal family and the Sikh community in particular have a strong history and a relationship. I think apart from that, a lot of Sikhs resonate with him, given the fact that he fought in World War II. He was a decorated naval officer. A lot of Sikhs, like for example my grandfather's generation, they were all in the naval police.
But the Duke will be better remembered by others in the town for his local contribution.
Prince Philip was Ranger of Windsor Great Park. He made this land more accessible to the public and introduced deer. Fitting, many feel, that today he is laid to rest in the town where he leaves a lasting legacy.
Despite his wishes for no fuss, there was still some spectacle and pageantry in the final farewell to the Duke of Edinburgh. Tony the Queen and her family attended. With COVID restrictions, there was a limit of 30 mourners inside St George's Chapel. Outside, at 3 o'clock, a minute's silence took place, also observed around the country. In central London, these black cab drivers gathered to pay their respects too. Prince Philip famously shunned a limousine, preferring a black cab to keep his privacy around London.
He's used to be a regular taxi user, believe it or not, from Kensington Palace. I wasn't fortunate enough to pick him up, but I know he was, and he owned a taxi as well.
I do support the royal family and being ex-forces, and I thought it would be a good idea to show my respects as close as I can and as best as I can.
As he's laid to rest, tonight the Duke is remembered fondly by thousands across the capital. Anna Geary, ITV News.
Well, in other news, hundreds of protesters have marched through the capital against new police powers and new laws. The Kill the Bill demonstration, which took place in central London this afternoon, is part of weeks of action. Demonstrators say they are standing up for the right to protest. No arrests were made. Sport, and in the Premier League, West Ham lost to Newcastle 2-3 this morning. That means West Ham remain fourth, but have now played a game more than fellow Champions League hopefuls Chelsea and Liverpool. And meanwhile, in the FA Cup, Chelsea are playing Manchester City right now. And a short time ago, the score was 1-0 to Chelsea. Now, not long till Londoners go to the polls for this year's mayoral election, and on Thursday, the 22nd of April, we have a special programme for you.
It's a year later than planned, but the time has come, London, for you to decide your next mayor. So the four main candidates will be joining us to talk about things like crime, housing and transport, and so much more. So join us this Thursday from 6 o'clock.
Well, it was lovely and sunny today, wasn't it? Here's Helen now with the forecast.
Great Western Railway sponsors the ITV London weekend weather.
Hello again, a very good evening to you. Well, sparkling springtime sunshine for Saturday, and actually looking forward, staying dry, settled and fairly quiet into the new working week. That does bring us plenty more brightness by day, but also some pretty nippy nights for the time being. Of course, all brought on by that high pressure. That's sitting directly overhead and fending off the effects of these frontal systems, which are trying to trundle in from the Atlantic, but never quite making it. And as a result, we've got yet another very dry week for April, with high pressure then behind it all. So really, this just amounts to some extra cloud into the middle portion of the week. For the moment, well, any of that cloud from today lingering but dissolving very quickly into this evening. So lovely late brightness, then leading to starry skies overhead. And yet again, some tumbling temperatures. So across the board, it really will be pretty chilly by first thing Sunday morning. 1 or 2 pockets of fog can't be ruled out either. And on the outskirts of the region, some frost as well. But with the strength in that sunshine this time of year, we'll really feel that through the day tomorrow. And that'll quickly burn away any lingering fog and frost. So by and large, it's a dry, fine, settled day yet again. Generally light winds, a little fair with a cloud, but no great shakes, and generous temperatures, 15, 16 degrees. All of this does give us the perfect setup, though, for pollen this time of year. So we're looking at high levels. Hay fever sufferers, beware with brightness next week.
Great Western Railway sponsors the ITV London weekend weather.
And that is it from the London team. We are back tomorrow evening. Until then, bye-bye.